Now the Guy Jets trying to add their name to the list of Saturday, January 13th victors. Robert Williamson set to bring you the coverage as we take a look at the gentleman who will be on the floor first. For Andrew College, of course, Rouse leading the way, top scorer with 15 points per contest. Lloyd Crawford, Williams, and Swain, all part of that starting five as well. Meanwhile, on the other side of the floor, South Georgia Tech. A couple of gentlemen from Australia. Harley Ken and Deontay Williams. Williams averaging 17 a game to lead all scorers for the Jets. Johnson, Ahmad, DeJoysa, and international flavor for South Georgia Tech as we get ready for the Jets and the Tigers.
The South Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
Welcome back to the hangar. Haven't been here since the 31st of December, since, way back last year sometime. Been ready to get basketball underway in the new year in the hangar. And of course, where the Jets are concerned, there was a long period of time off. Had some prep teams back out, had Coastal South with some gym work that prompted cancellation of that game. They're just anxious to be able to get some games under the belts. Knocked off Central Georgia Tech. Now 1-0 and hoping to make it a 2-0 start to conference play. As the opening tip is controlled by Andrew College. Good crowd on hand at the hangar, and we've got a little extra. I'm not going to call it extraneous noise, it's good stuff. It's a little extra energy as the Sumter County Band is here as well. So you like all that stuff that can add a little extra. I've mentioned it before. Went to a Styx concert years ago. But I still remember what Dennis DeYoung said. Heck, they now have a split. DeYoung's not even with Styx anymore, but pointed to the crowd and said, hey, we brought the music with us, but you brought the magic with you. So the magic's in the stands. The game's on the floor, the magic up here with us. Juice one of the alley-oop. Walked with it. Andrew College will have it. Really, the door is wide open on the men's side of the GCAA as to who is going to finish after the quarterfinals as the top seed and thus host the semis in the championship. Fading and firing, that is Lloyd with a miss. Kent bringing it to this end of the floor. Johnson back over to Kent, lob down low to DeJusa. Stolen away. It was intercepted. And that is Rouse with the interception. He'll put up the three ball, too strong. Rebounded by Kent. But yeah, you talk about an international flavor where the starters are concerned. The starting five from South Georgia Tech, Australia, Georgia, France, and Ireland. Boy, those would be some nice recruiting trips.
Johnson. First personal, second team foul.
Brunswick over on the coast of Georgia, Ireland, France, and Australia. Sign me up. Couple of minutes in, 2-zip ball game. Nothing from the floor, 2 from the line, and that has been it in the first couple of minutes of this one. Drive in the paint, dropped in by Williams. And the first 4 of the game belonging to Andrew College. Handed to Williams, lost into the paint, but there was a reason. And it could be Williams on the other side of the floor. Nope, they're going to say the infraction committed by Lloyd. And Deontay Williams will go to the stripe.
Foul on Lloyd. First personal, first team foul.
First on Lloyd. Williams averaging 16 points a game, a 53% free throw shooter on a team that hits 56 from the line. Goes 1 of 2. Rebound belonging to Lloyd. Taken into the glass, off the rim, and window for Swain. Over into the corner to Harley, launches the 3, drops in the 3 ball. Kid hits about 1 out of 4 from behind the arc. And the first field goal of the half. Coming from long range, Johnson with a rebound. Williams is trying to feed it over to Juica, but a lot of blue jerseys nearby. Over to Crawford. Spins and drops it in for a pair.
Crawford for Andrew.
This lineup for South Georgia Tech has seen a lot of different starters. Off the window for Williams. You got 5 spots. You've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different starters for South Georgia Tech. A couple of guys starting every game, Johnson and Ahmad. Williams has started every game he played in.
Personal, second team foul.
Sat out 1. He's started 11. And then the other 2 spots kind of shuffle between Foreman Kent, Mamadou Martinez, and Juica. Juica getting his 4th start tonight. Kent getting his 5th. Over into the corner to Kent. Back out front, Johnson. 3's in and out. Rebound belonging to Jafaith Martinez, who has come into the game. And again, with Martinez, you're talking about another part of the world. From Honduras. The alley-oop, the jam by Williams. On the inbounds, nonetheless. Fade away, a little bit short for Lloyd. Kent with a no-look, trying to get it over to Johnson, stolen away. That is Crawford with it on the other end of the floor. An attempt to jam by Swain, rejected, but the foul committed. That is going to be Ahmad picking up the personal.
Foul on Ahmad. personal, third team foul. Swain on the line.
Swain, a 40% free throw shooter, 6 points a game. His 8th start of the year. Missing both. Martinez with the board. Bringing it baseline and jamming it in is Coleman.
For the Jets.
Jets draw to within 2. That's a perimeter 2.
Williams for Andrews.
And you got a reach and a foul. Lloyd with the personal. Jets to put it in play. But it'll happen after the timeout. Media break at the 14:41 mark. Andrew Collins by 4. Crowd on hand, as I mentioned, the Sumter County Band sitting over in the corner. We'll hear from them in between halves. Heard from them prior to the game, and who knows, might get a rendition of something from the band after the fact. We are at the hangar in Americus, Georgia. Jets in the game that preceded knocked off Andrew Collins, 92-76. Both teams with their best performance of the year offensively. Best prior night for the Jets was 76. And the best prior night for Andrew Collins was 72. Looks like we got a little scoreboard issue. And as I mentioned in the ladies' game, there is a backup at practically every roll over the scorers table. So it might have been just a matter of getting a little tutorial from Coach Blauer on exactly how to roll back time or roll back a shot clock. Into the corner to Foreman, sends it down low to Martinez. Ball lost, it is retrieved by Crawford. Rouse with it out front. Johnson defending. Got it at the elbow, nothing there. Feeds over to Crawford, and Crawford walked. So the Jets with possession, 6 minutes into the game. Into the game, Justin Evans for South Georgia Tech. Also checking in is Israel Mamadou. And it'll be Mamadou going to the stripe.
Swain with the foul. First personal.
Swain picking up his first foul. Mamadou has started 8 games this year. Didn't get the starting nod in this one. A 51% free throw shooter and does just about that this trip, 1 of 2. Williams bringing it into the paint, and there is a reach and a push, and I think it was Mamadou who did it all. He'll be charged with a foul, non-shooting. Williams coming out of the game, checking in is Daryl Bond. And got a Bond push immediately. So it'll be put in play from the near sidelines.
First personal, 15 foul.
And another foul. And I believe it is Mamadou again. So Mamadou coming out of the game, and DeJuice will check back in. Oh, had a sudden spat of fouls. Rouse with a miss on the perimeter too. DeJuice with a rebound. Over to Evans. DeJuice sending it down low. Martinez is fouled, and boy, at this rate, we may not have anybody on the floor come the end of the game. Jason Hickey, the freshman, into the game for Andrew College.
Crawford with the foul.
Coming out is Crawford after committing his second. Evans out to Bond. Bond into the paint, lost it. And we got a jump ball. Possession arrow will do what? Keep it on this end of the floor. Andrew College thought they had grabbed possession and gotten a timeout, but the official calling a jump ball first. The juice out and goes to Evans, shoots the 3. Short on the shot. It is wrapped up by Zion Grant. Now in the game for Andrew College. And he'll lose it out of bounds. Kind of a sputtering start to this one. Actually, the initial start, as Evans will get the 2 and then ask for a foul, not get the foul, but got the 2. You know, the initial start, kind of a quick start, but then we ran into a spat of stuff, and here's another one. Rouse with a foul.
Foul on Rouse.
And Rouse is going to come out of the game.
First personal.
DeJuan Johnson in as Rouse will pick up his first. And Bond will shoot free throws with a chance to give South Georgia Tech their first lead. Misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Rouse back into the game quickly. Shot missed, but the putback is in for Johnson.
Johnson.
Bond back over to Evans. Shoves it into the corner to Juice. Doesn't put up threes often, misses everything. Rebounded though by Pod. Evans will launch the three off the rim. And you're going to have a Juice foul.
D'Souza with the foul. First personal.
That is the first on DeJuice. Both teams in the bonus. So we're going to spend better than half of the half at the line after fouls.
Williams on the line.
Halftime, Jason Carpenter, our guest. We'll take a look at stats 2, which will be interesting if the fouls continue at the current pace. Williams, 10 points a game. This is the front end of the 1-and-1. DeJuice out to Johnson. Puts it up from near the elbow and knocks it down. It's a 1-point game again.
Johnson for the Jets.
Ahmad at the scorer's table, ready to check into the ball game. Able to get it back after the misses. Grant misses a second time. Martinez with a rebound. Fed down low to Martinez. Spins, rejected shot. Williams with a steal, a little razzle-dazzle that fizzled. On the other end, Williams with a lay-in. And that will give the Jets their first lead of the game. Three-pointer off the rim for Williams. It is the Jets' version of the Williams with a rebound. It'll be tipped away. Ahmad back into the game. Evans out. Foreman coming in. And let's see who exits for the Jets. It is going to be Martinez. In play to Ahmad. Over to Williams, kicks it back over to Ahmad, shoots the three, rattles it in. And the Jets expand the lead to 4. The lean in, no good for Rouse. Foreman's got it going the other way. He'll lay it up, he'll lay it in. Into the corner to Rouse. Rouse from 12 feet away. Williams across the mid part of the floor. He'll drive. It'll come off the rim, but there is a foul. And if it's on Rouse, that will be 2 on the Andrew College leading scorer.
Williams.
Nope, it's Williams. Got a timeout on the floor. Let's take the break 2 with 9:02 left in half number 1.
South Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
.9:02 to play, half number one. 2016 Jets lead. The Hangar in Americus. We're back on Wednesday. Georgia Highlands will be here, and we'll have it for you. Men and women playing on Wednesday. Got some Monday basketball, too. We will be at Coastal North on Monday. I think it is MMI. Could be Bevel State. Need to check my calendar. One or the other coming up on Monday. It's a men's game only. Got a ladies' game, we think, on Thursday between Calhoun and Coastal South. And I'm putting an asterisk by that because they've had a little situation. So we'll see if they're playing on Thursday or not. Inside 9 to play in the first half. Jumper from the elbow, it's no good. Rouse couldn't get it to fall. Johnson's got it. Handed to the Jet end, it's out of bounds. Last touch to Tiger. And you got him on saying, hey, somebody gonna help me up? Man, I'm lying here on the baseline and need a helping hand. Other guys are like, hey, we're focused on the game. Over it goes to Johnson. Turnaround jumper rattled in by Johnson.
Johnson for the Jets.
Ananias Hopkins into the game. Mamadou back in for the Jets. Flipped over to Johnson, off on the 3. And I think the foul is going to be on Swain. Yep, looked like he was backing underneath Mamadou. Kent back into the game, Foreman out. Back in for Andrew College is Hickey. And Swain, with those 2 personals, will leave. Mamadou with the first of 2 now. Got the front end of the 1-and-1. I mentioned this Jet team took a lot more time off during the holidays than they had anticipated. Had some prep teams cancel on them. Just kind of a litany of things, all beyond the Jets' control. And the reason Coastal South had to cancel, which they did twice. Canceled in December, rescheduled for January, canceled in January. And that's because renovations to the gym still, to this moment, the 13th of January, aren't totally complete. I believe the renovations are, but the inspection that's necessary is not. And Coastal South is hoping to get into their gym this week. Rouse with a turnaround. And he will, on the fade, fire and hit for 2. Makes it a one-possession game as we get inside 7 to play in the half. Williams eventually to Ahmad. The 3 misses and the rebound belongs to Williams. It's an open lane and Williams exploits, drops it in, makes it a 1-point game. And the Jets say, we can't have this happen. Call a timeout with 6:31 left in the half.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
Harley out of the corner, back it goes to Williams. Brings it into the paint, got tripped up, and I think the foot that did it belonged to Hopkins. And it is Ananias Hopkins.
Foul on Hopkins, first personal.
Well, did you see where the Buffalo Bills Pittsburgh game postponed because of dangerous winter weather? We're talking about a couple of teams, Buffalo and Pittsburgh, used to winter weather. So if it's a Pittsburgh-Buffalo game that's canned because of snow and the like, must be a lot of it. Tipped out of bounds. Got a new Jet on the floor, Jalen Woods checking into the game. I was up in Jamestown, New York, which is about 45 minutes from Buffalo this summer. Gorgeous. Well, I mean, this was August with nighttime lows, 1 or 2 of the days there in the 40s. So I can imagine what it's like in January. Williams with Harley defending. A little bit short on the try by Johnson. Another opportunity and Rouse makes good. Back to a 1-point game again. Mamadou to the hoop. Foul from the backside. That'll be called on Hickey. And Mamadou with the and one coming up.
Fouls on Rouse.
Well, they said Rouse, that would be the front side. Hickey was the backside. So they're going to call it on Rouse, his second. And not Hickey. Foreman to the scorer's table. And into the ball game, Mamadou out. After extending the lead back to 4. And a timeout on the floor asked for by Andrew Collins. 5:28 to play in the half. Jets with a 4-point lead. There's your brand new coach, Brian Skortz at Andrew College. Inbounds goes the length of the floor. And the 3 ball will make it a 1-point game. Out it goes to Ahmad. And you got an offensive on Ahmad. Nearly taken away by Kent. Rouse has got it, though, going to the other end of the floor. Andrew Collins trying to reclaim the lead. Woods wrapping up the rebound. Over it goes to Williams. Takes it in the paint, draws the foul, and if it's the guy who looks disgusted, that'll be Williams. And it is the guy who looks disgusted. Williams. That might be 3 on Williams. We'll see coming out of the media timeout. 4:47 to play. Half number 1. Jets up by a point. Just about all white. Jones County diving catch it, shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Okay, she's read that book, now ready for another. No, she's going to read it again, I think. She's going to go the other way. Reading books and watching basketball on a Saturday at the Hangar. Here in America's conference game, Andrew College, South Georgia Tech. I know we're early in the year, and I guess this wouldn't qualify as a big conference game yet, but hey, you want to win them all. So every one of them important. Williams shooting. He has struggled at the line in the first half. He'll take his second of 2 to try to extend it to a 2-point lead.
Williams for the Jets.
Fight for the rebound. Up with it is Andrew Collins. Rouse will walk. South Georgia Tech's got it back. Johnson back into the game. Kent coming out. Nobody able to build a sizable lead. Well, no, at halftime the exacts, but right about 6 has been the biggest Jet lead, and about the same for Andrew College. Wood knocking down the 3. Woods out of Riverdale, Georgia. Over to Ahmad. He's got the 3 as well. And all of a sudden, an 8-point game. From the elbow, Rouse with a miss. Tipped into the hands of Williams. On the jumper, but there was a walk prior to the shot. Eight-point lead, 3:29 to play. Half number one. Jason Carpenter, the AD, and the ladies basketball coach at South Georgia Tech. Our halftime guest. Hickey over to Grant. And Deontay Williams will commit the foul. Well, a long half is typically one that real time is twice that of basketball time. Right now in real time, we are at 41 minutes. And in basketball time, 17. So obviously this has been a lengthy first half. Following a rather lengthy ladies game too. It took about an hour 50-ish to wrap up. Flipped over to Amon, shoots the three, hits the three. Got a little bump, but the bump isn't the reason that the whistle is blown. It is the ball rolling out of the hands of Williams. And the Jets will have possession as it is put in play to Evans, who is back into the game. Over to Amon. Foman. Wow, what a move by Foman for the jam. The steal by Woods. Johnson from the elbow. And all of a sudden, the Jets have exploded out to a 13-point lead, prompting a timeout for the Fighting Tigers.
You've played some travel ball, you've shared the videos. Mom and Dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament, we're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at showcaseseries.org. It's your turn at bat.
Well, what an explosive run by South Georgia Tech. Wasn't long ago we were looking at a one-point game. Now a 13-point lead. .228 to play in the half. In play to Grant. Williams with it, top side. Hands over to Grant, shoots from near the elbow. Shot no good. Foman will wrap it up. Kicks it over to Evans. And that is swatted out of bounds by Grant. Rouse committing the foul. That is going to be his third. So your leading scorer's got 3 fouls in the game for the Andrew College squad. Evans will go to the stripe.
Evans on the line.
Evans a 58% free throw shooter. Maybe one weakness in this team, the Jets, is their free throw shooting. The best free throw shooter is Kamarian Johnson, who hits for an average of 67%. Evans extending the lead to 16. Stolen away by Woods. Trying to lay it up and in. Got a rim shot in the process. He'll go to the stripe. And Woods, a local favorite, product of Riverdale, Georgia. 6'3" freshman guard. Amon out of the game. DeJusa coming in for the Jets. Grant to put it in play from the baseline after the 2 Woods misses from the line. I am looking over to the Jet bench, and as far as guys that are dressed out, everybody with the exception of one has been on the floor. Put in play to Williams. Taking it baseline, Hickey. It is out of bounds. Last got DeJusa. So Andrew College will still have it. Stolen away, intended for Williams on the pass. It is Johnson who gets the steal, and Williams who will pick up the foul, and that might be 3 on Williams too. Let's see how many he's got. As Johnson will head to the stripe. Yep, it's 3 on Williams. So you got Williams, who averages 10 a game with 3 personals. Rouse, who averages 15 with 3 personals. So about 13 points a half sitting on the bench. Thrown away, Johnson has got it. Jams it in with the left hand. Got to travel. At about the 4-minute, 49-second mark, it was 29-27. A lot has changed in about 4 minutes of basketball. Jets have literally exploded. Out front, stolen away by Johnson. Will he do it again? Yep. Jam number 2. Grant with a miss on the three-point try. It is rebounded by Swain, and Swain will drop it in. Well, your shot and game clock are about as close as they can get. Evans out front with it. Takes it to the glass, drops it in for a pair. And the Jets are going to take a 20-plus point lead into the locker room at halftime. Well, we promised you a conversation with AD and ladies basketball coach Jason Carpenter. That conversation coming up at the half.
South Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
Well, it is time for halftime conversation with Jason Carpenter, the new head ladies basketball coach, new AD at South Georgia Tech. Our first opportunity to talk. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Robert. Thanks for having me.
I want to go back. I mean, since this is the first conversation, we got to get a little biography on Jason Carpenter. So let's go back in time. I mean, we won't go to the very start, but let's start with the basketball. I mean, what is it that originally drew you to basketball, your prep career, college career, and then got you into coaching?
Well, basketball as a kid was a passion of mine. It was something I loved, and I was fortunate enough to have some family members that were into coaching, which kind of drew me to the idea. So I knew pretty early that coaching is what I wanted to pursue in some way. I wasn't necessarily sure of the level of where I wanted to be, whether that was high school or college, but I knew being in the gym. I'm from the Northeast, up in upstate New York, and it's much nicer to be in a 70-degree gym during the winter months than it is to be doing anything outside up there. So I knew that was the path I was eventually going to take, and I'm fortunate enough to have had success and opportunities to do that along the way.
Now, often, not always, but a coach is a former player. Did you also play the game? And if you did so, at what level?
I played at a junior college after high school in upstate New York, a small junior college, Division III. I like to say I'm a better coach than I am a player, and I say that humbly because I don't know how good a coach I am necessarily. But it was a passion of mine. Coaching in being in the game in that capacity, I knew long term was going to be a much more serious route for me. So I played for 2 years, and then when I transferred out to go to the 4-year college, I walked into a situation where the head coach at that 4-year school was new, and so I approached him about, hey, can I join the staff as a student assistant at the college level? And luckily for me, he took me on and gave me that opportunity. So I've been coaching at the college level in some capacity since I was 19, 20 years old.
Oh, so you've been doing that for what, 5 or 6 years now? Or
yeah, well, this is my 20th year of coaching.
20, wow. Okay. Well, hey man, you don't look like you've been in it 20 years, so that's a good sign. Now, well then with a lot of coaches, it's a transition from player to coach, and sometimes that is difficult. But for you, it wasn't that way. I mean, you knew as a player that coaching was the direction you wanted to go.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Um, again, having someone in the family kind of gave me that, inside baseball, I guess, so to speak, look at it. And, I understood the challenges, but I also, I saw the fun and the passion that brings out of you. And I just knew that if, given the opportunity, that's, the career I would choose to pursue.
All right. So you are from the Northeast. You played in the Northeast, began coaching in the Northeast. So we got to know how you made your way to Georgia.
Well, my first stop out of there was actually down in Rome, Georgia, Georgia Highlands. I had an opportunity to come down and be a part of Brandon Harrell's program on the women's side at Georgia Highlands, and that transition was the men's coach there was the coach I had played for in college in the Northeast. So he had come down and kind of started that whole athletics program, and he had hired Brandon, and so I came down and joined his staff at Georgia Highlands.
Well, it's kind of interesting and almost ironic because Brandon is also the coach that started the ladies basketball program at South Georgia Tech.
Yes, it is ironic. It is ironic, and again, it's an honor. Brandon's a very good friend. He's a great person, and a heck of a basketball coach. And it was a heck of an opportunity for me to get down here and learn from him. And it's an honor to be a part of a program now in this capacity that he started.
Okay, so we're almost to Americus. What got you from Rome, Georgia, in the northern part of the state down to Americus in the southern part?
Well, after that 1 year with Brandon, the men's coach that was at Georgia Highlands at the time, he accepted a position down at Gulf Coast State on the men's side. And at that time down at Gulf Coast, Rooney Scovel, who's just got inducted into the Women's Basketball Coaching Hall of Fame, she was down there, and it ended up being her last year. So when he went down, I took the opportunity. I was originally going to go help him, and I did, but I also was able to get an opportunity to sit on her bench and be a part of that program on the women's side as well. So I was doing both while I was down there for a little bit. So and then stuck around there for a few years. I actually bounced back to Georgia Highlands. They had a heck of a team, and you could see the writing on the wall that was going to be a pretty successful year. So I called Brandon back up, said, "Hey, can I come be a part of this?" So I went back up there, and we did have a great year. We actually took the team to the national championship game. Fortunately, lost. And then I went back down to Panama City and Gulf Coast. I was on the men's side before this opportunity arose. So I bounced around a little bit between Georgia and Panama City last few years.
So is this your first head coaching stint?
No, I was a head coach in New York prior to coming south for nine years at a junior college up there. Very successful. I think my record was 232-50 as a head coach.
Wow.
We had been to 4 Final Fours. I had a national championship game appearance. We lost, unfortunately, there. So I was looking to move up the ladder as far as junior college. There was a Division III up in the Northeast. That's kind of the model in the Northeast.
Is that a difficult transition, though? It seems as a head coach it would be difficult to, and I hate to say step down, because as you mentioned, it was an opportunity for you to eventually step back up. But is it difficult from the standpoint of, as head coach, you're basically in charge of everything? Everything you say goes. That's not true as an assistant.
That is, yes, it's an accurate assessment. I tried to approach it as bringing head coach experience and a mentality to being an assistant, understanding what it's like to be the guy who's calling the timeouts and who's making the decisions and being supportive of that. And I'm humble enough to understand that there's lots of ways to do things. And I wanted the opportunity to learn. I had been doing things a specific way, and we'd had some success, but I wanted to learn. I wanted to see what other people did, how they approached it. And I've taken quite a bit from Coach Harrell and from Coach Scovel, and I also worked with Coach Petrie, who replaced Coach Scovel on the women's side. And each of them, I think, helped me grow as a coach, and have made me see the game in slightly different ways and challenge my own thinking. So I saw it as an opportunity. Hopefully Brandon appreciated the help. He brought me back a second time, so I think he must have a little bit.
So you stepped from head coaching to assistant coaching, now back to head coaching. What made this the right time to get back to that head coaching spot?
South Georgia Tech, in my opinion, is one of the best jobs in the country. And I said that, prior to being in this seat, I think it's a place, obviously, where Coach Frey had a lot of success, and that's attributed to him. But I think it's also attributed to the culture here at the college. The support that we have, the community support that we have here, and the location matters. You're in Georgia. There's a good brand of basketball here, but we're close enough to continue to get into Florida and challenge the Panhandle Conference at times. And so for me, this was a no-brainer when this job opened up. I knew I had to at least take the opportunity to apply.
Did you know that when you took over the head coaching job that you were also going to become an AD?
It was in the job description. Yeah, I knew that. I had when I was a head coach in New York, I was an assistant to the AD. So I had done a lot of this stuff. I filed eligibility, and if I wasn't doing it, I was at least aware of the processes and how it was going. So that didn't necessarily intimidate me. Being the basketball coach is my passion. Certainly, but being the athletic director is something I can handle.
All right, let's bring it to 2023-24 as the head coach at South Georgia Tech, the Lady Jets. What's an acceptable year to you? I mean, 232-50 as a head coach, that is very impressive. So I'm assuming that you as a head coach don't like losses. But of course, who does? But on the other hand, it does seem like some programs are more accepting of such. You obviously not. So what's acceptable?
Well, I don't like losing very much at all, to be honest with you. I think we have to be fair about the situation and the circumstances here. I got the job in August, and so. We're taking players that didn't know they were going to be playing for me in my system, in my style, and putting me on them, and so it's been a challenge. We're 8-6 right now, currently as we're moving, but certainly well in the hunt for a conference championship, and that is ultimately the goal: win the conference and take this team to the national tournament. As far as the program, yeah, we have very high expectations of where we want to take this. Fortunately, Coach Frey left me almost no space on the wall to hang banners out there. He did it so often. So, I knew I had big shoes to fill from a winning standpoint, but certainly my own personal expectations for myself would have been very high standards going forward, and especially given the opportunity here at South Georgia Tech.
Let me follow on the question about what is acceptable with, and to me it is, or at least can be, a very different question, and that is what is not acceptable as the first-year coach there at South Georgia Tech.
Yeah, well, about a week ago, I would have told you losing a conference game probably wouldn't have been acceptable since it hadn't been done in quite a while here. But we took a loss the other day to a very good East Georgia team, and so that's a tribute to how good they are this season in particular. But I think getting through this conference and being the champion in the end is ultimately going to be the goal. And anything less of that, in my opinion, would have been I don't want to use the word failure, but we would have come up short.
Well, let me say, too, East Georgia, not only a good team, that is one of the most difficult environments to play in. I mean, that is such an unusual, it's a gorgeous facility,
yes.
But it really is a difficult venue.
It definitely is different. It's very, very open, which can mess with depth perception a lot of times, and it's naturally lit. So it's definitely a different environment, but I like going in challenging environments and playing, and I hopefully our players will get to a point where they like it as well. They didn't like it too much last weekend, but we've still got a lot of the conference ahead of us. We're only 2 games in at this point.
Coach, thanks so much for allowing us the opportunity to chat with you. And let me say, too, that I have, and I'm just not just saying this, I've been very impressed. A lot of these players I saw a year ago, you have really pulled a lot of the talent that I didn't see 12 months ago out of some of the ladies that are playing this year. I've been impressed with that. Good luck through the season, and thanks for being our guest.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'll talk to you again soon.
We get second half action underway, and you saw those halftime stats. Boy, you talk about some torrid shooting from South Georgia Tech. 66.7% from the floor and 41.7% from behind the arc. I mean, there's just not a lot you can do to overcome such if you're Andrew College when the shooting is that good. Swain in the stripe. As we get second half action underway. Got some individual numbers for you. You saw the team numbers from an individual perspective for Andrew College. Top scorer was Rouse with 10. Top rebounder was Williams with 5. The leader in steals, Swain with 2. Also, Williams on the floor longer than any other Tiger with 18 minutes and 23 seconds. Foul issues. 2 guys got some serious issues for the Tigers, and that is Rouse and Williams. They both have 3. Meanwhile, Johnson was Mr. Do-It-All in the first half for South Georgia Tech. He led in scoring with 11, in rebounds with 5, in assists with 3, in steals with 3, and with time on the floor with 15 minutes and 49 seconds. Points from your bench, South Georgia Tech 21 as compared to 7 for the Tigers. And off turnovers, Jets with 18, Tigers with 4. Williams with a rebound. He'll bank it off the window. Williams bringing it near the baseline, then goes out front to Harley. Harley Kent with a give to Johnson. Same 5 that started the game, starting the second half for the Jets. Ahmad putting up the 3. Now that got the clock, so it's out of bounds. Dropped in, but won't count. Williams, Johnson, Kent, DeJusa, and Ahmad all getting a second half start for the Jets. And you've got Crawford, Williams, as that one is stolen away by Johnson. Swain and Lloyd. all getting half number 2 starts. So the same 5 that began the ball game for both on the floor to begin half number 2. And Johnson, who has done a little bit of everything for South Georgia Tech at the line. Free throw shooting was 11 of 21 in the first half. Actually, I thought it was going to be worse than that. So about 50-50 on the trips to the stripe. DeJusa picking up the foul on the Swain drive. By the way, got the Foreman Jam on Twitter. Hashtag SGTCJets. And if you don't mind, retweet. And 2, I noticed at halftime, David Finley, who is typically our PA music guy, not here today because of COVID. Darn, I heard that stuff was rearing its ugly head again. Well, David, if you're still watching, man, I hate that. But hopefully it is a very mild version. And you got to travel by Johnson. And you'll be back at the microphone behind the laptop soon. Hey, would like to have you here Wednesday, but I don't know, maybe that's too quick. I noticed that the video board didn't have nearly as much variety today as it has had in the past. We didn't have any melancholy music when folks fouled out in prior games. I mean, that's all stuff we get used to when David Finley is at work. Over to Rouse, 3 minutes into the half. But get well soon. David. Rouse with the 3, short on the shot. Rebounded by Ahmad. And roll out of bounds and down the hallway. It'll be retrieved, and we apparently have got, let's see what we've got the official coming to the scorer's table for. I don't think it's a foul. Well, I'm not sure what that was all about. Didn't get an adjustment on the clock. Didn't get a foul assist. Didn't get a warning issue. But the officials still conferring. Well, one official giving the scorer's table a thumbs up, so I guess that means we are good to go. Johnson with it out front. Trying to lob it to really a well-covered Martinez. Crawford will come up with a loose ball. Lloyd back over to Rouse. Bucket will count. Martinez will allow Rouse an opportunity to tack on an additional 1. Got the Sumter County Panther Band here. They have been playing at halftime, prior to games, and after the fact. They've done a great job. T-shirts coming into the stands as well from South Georgia Tech. As a matter of fact, one landed up here near me. But, you know, I'm old and slow. Before I could grab it, it was gone. Pass intended for Martinez. Did we get a foul in the process? If so, it may be on Swain. It is. And for Swain, that's his third. So you've got Williams, you've got Swain, and Rouse. For the Tigers, all playing with 3 fouls now.
Fouls on Swain. Third personal, second team foul.
Williams will take the inbounds and put it in. The lead will go to 22. By the way, David was watching on YouTube. You can watch on the website too. That is exclusive of YouTube, but that will change. Feb 1. First day of February, YouTube will be the exclusive provider. Of course, you can find it in multiple sites. YouTube is still our site, but it'll all be feeding off YouTube. So I say that to say this. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get you ahead of the game. Foreman back in. Johnson feeding to Martinez. And it appears Lloyd has picked up the foul. Maybe not Lloyd. I think he held up 2 hands and more than 4 fingers. It is Crawford, and Crawford's got his third. Another 1-for-2 trip to the line. Turnaround jumper, it is good for Rouse. Got the alley-oop and the jam by Martinez.
Martinez for the Jets.
Number 2, Ahmad. Prime feeds Martinez. Positions from one side of the goal to the other. Missed the shot, but drew the foul. There's that alley-oop again. Martinez on the receiving end of the Williams pass and helps expand the lead to 21. 14-15 to go. Jets, after that spurt at the end of the first half, just continue to lead by 20 plus. Just drawing basketball pictures, that's all. Here at the hangar. Working on the art. While watching these guys work on their art. 14-15 to play. Jets looking to go 2-0 in the conference, 7-6 overall. And Georgia Highlands coming in on Wednesday for a big matchup. And of course, we will be here too to bring you coverage. Little body contact, then apparently is going to be a foul. It's going to be on Mamadou, and he has played limited minutes, but has about a foul a minute. Let's see what he played in the first half. Played a total of 3 minutes, 56 seconds, had 2 fouls, played about 5 seconds here in the second half, and picked up his third. Taking a look at the Division I in JCAA basketball poll, South Plains, number 1. Daytona State is 2. Northwest Florida State, 3. Vincennes is 4, and now you got all kinds of foul problems and now an injury issue for Grant. So this is a hurting Tiger team, and where Grant is concerned, that's a literal hurt. He's in some pain over on the sidelines. Salt Lake is 5, Trinity Valley 6, Mineral Area 7, Cali County 8, Barton 9, and Snow College 10. Don't have a GCAA or an ACCC team in the top 25. Do have an ACCC Bishop State squad outside of the top 25 in the also receiving votes category.
Rouse, 1 for 2 from the free throw line.
Rouse drops in 1 of 2. Johnson will give to Williams. Out front to Mamadou. He'll shoot the 3. It's wide right. I did not at halftime check in on any NFL. Is that going on yet? I need to keep more updated on what's happening. Let's see, Browns and Texans play. 5 minutes into the game and no score. My wife has been a little distracted. She is an Alabama fan. And of course, you know, Nick Saban announcing his retirement, so that's kind of consumed our basketball time. Crawford tipping it in. And that has consumed our sports time, really. And I don't know that saying she's a Crimson Tide fan really does it justice. I mean, she's, I don't want to say fanatical. That would not be a word that you would describe your wife. Passionate. That's it. She's a passionate Crimson Tide fan. Mamadou at the stripe. 51% free throw shooter, 6 points a game for Mamadou. Boy, today has been one of those days where seemingly everybody rejected by Williams. Johnson will send it back onto the floor into the hands of Foreman. But everybody's gone 1 for 2. I mean, there just have not been 2 for 2 or 0 for 2 trips. It's almost like everybody's been 1 for 2 at the line. Williams will lay it in.
Deontay Williams.
This game featuring the number 4 scorer in the GCAA and Williams for South Georgia Tech. And the number 5 3-point shooter as far as percentage goes in Ahmad from South Georgia Tech. Got a foul on the trip in. Most points in a single game this year by South Georgia Tech. 122 scored against ASA Prep. That was the only 100-plus score. Did put 92 on the board against Tallahassee. And of course, in their lone conference game, 75 against Central Georgia Tech. Well, let's see if Mamadou breaks that spell. 2 for 2. There's the first, so he's got the easy part, or the easier part. Okay, 2 for 2. It's been uncommon today. Justin Evans, top of the key. Picking up the dribble, goes out front to Foreman. Batting around, Foreman up with a loose ball. Spins into the paint, he'll be charged with the offensive. Longest South Georgia Tech win streak this year, 3. Longest losing streak, 3. And as I mentioned, cancellations of a November 21st game, cancellation of a November 30th game, January 8th game, January game, which was the rescheduling of a December game against Coastal Alabama South. So an unusual year from that perspective. Hoping the cancellations and postponements are done. Put in play to Johnson. Speaking of postponements, you have heard that Buffalo and Pittsburgh won't play until Monday. That's weather related. Got a little snow predicted for Buffalo. Let's see, I'm pulling up Buffalo right now. It's 29 with flurries. Got a high wind warning, severe weather. Expected to last until 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Snowing all night. Well, it's supposed to snow through Thursday, so I don't know what Monday's going to do for you. I guess they're hoping for a little better conditions by Monday. Momadou has been here often, back at the stripe. Got the rebound off the miss on the front into the 1-and-1, and guess where he's going again? Back to the stripe. Foul committed by Jason Hickey. That'll be his first. We get inside 10 minutes to play. Lloyd missing Woods, had it, lost it. Evans grabs it, sends it over to Foreman. And Foreman will do some damage apparently to the ankle. Man, when he came down, the first thing he did was grab for the foot. That is not a good sign. Now they're working on the, looks like the knee area. Boy, that's even worse news. You don't want to hurt an ankle. You really don't want to hurt a knee. Foreman in pain as we take a timeout.
To South Georgia Technical College, where we make it happen.
Whether your dream is to become a welder, a nurse, a restaurant owner, electrician, or aircraft mechanic, South Georgia Technical College can help you make it happen. SGTC has over 200 associate degree, diploma, and technical certificate of credit programs of study available. Visit our website at southgatech.edu for more information or to apply, or call 800-928-0283.
So what are you waiting for? Let's make it happen.
Well, Foreman was assisted to the locker room by players, so he is definitely out for the moment and would appear out for the game. Let's hope it is only the game. What a sensational game he has had, including that dunk in the first half that's on Twitter at hashtag SGTCJets. Pin down low to Rouse. Evans going to commit the foul. Actually, they're going to charge that to Bod. Bod picking up his third. Kent will send it into the corner. Woods for 3, short on the try. Fading, firing, Lloyd for 2. 5 minutes to play in the first in the Browns-Texans game. Texans with a 3-zip lead. As NFL gets underway, Momandou with a miss from long range. Rouse got the bucket, got fouled too. And he will head to the stripe. Well, what do you think about the fact in the NFL that one of the games, the Kansas City-Miami game, you've got to subscribe to watch. Got to be a Peacock subscriber. There's some upset folks. I guess I do get that. We're so used to being able to watch all of the NFL playoff games free. Things are changing though. Heck, I don't have cable TV in the house anymore. 3 ball from Woods. And you got a foul on the other end of the floor. Hopkins going to the strike. I mean, years ago, you got the rabbit ears, TV antenna, you got cable, and you left them all behind. And streaming all the stuff you watch. Hopkins, the freshman, had 4 minutes and 21 seconds on the floor in the first half, took 1 shot. That was from the floor. Did not go to the stripe. He's there now. Rebounded by Ahmad. Drive in by Kent, the miss. Crawford's got it. And Grant and Evans tie up the possession arrow. Will keep us on this end of the floor. And let's see if we are getting an adjustment. Clock at 30, as in the shot clock. Game clock at 7:56, and now you've got shot clock at 20. Over to Ahmad. Back out to Kent. Lost into the paint. Dive to get it. It was Williams trying to tip it over to Crawford. It'll roll out of bounds. So the Jets will be able to maintain possession. Come on with a miss on the 3. Hopkins handing it over to Grant. And Lloyd will lay it in. And you got an offensive on Kent. Ran into Hopkins, knocked him down. Kent will pick up the personal. Over to Crawford. Juan Johnson in the game. 2 Hopkins back to Crawford. Turn around, no good. Too strong. Amon's got it. Mamadou with the jam.
Mamadou with the basket.
Lloyd, high arching shot to get it over Mamadou. Off the rim, Evans with it going the other way. Fires into the corner, Woods. Back out front, Mamadou. Short on the three try. Wrapped up by Johnson. Wide left, Woods with the board, hands it over to Evans. And we've got a kick. Andrew Collins averaging 75 a game. May or may not hit that 75. South Georgia Tech 74. Yep, I'm pretty confident they're going to do it. Three from Mamadou, no good. That'll be out of bounds off Woods. Andrew Collins got the basketball back. Andrew Collins from over in Cuthbert, I'm guessing about a 45-minute drive from here, hour max. Grant lost it into the paint. Up with it, Woods, hands over to Evans. And Evans will do a little finger jam. Johnson with a miss, and there is a whistle and foul. Rouse and Williams coming into the game for the Tigers. DeJusa entering the game for the Jets. Well, here's Foman coming back into the gymnasium, and he is coming in on crutches. It's not what you want to see. Suffering the injury earlier at the 9:42 mark, as a matter of fact. So it is very safe to say he's finished for the day. Let's hope that is not something long-term for Foman.
You've played some travel ball. You've shared the videos. Mom and Dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament. We're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at showcaseseries.org. It's your turn at bat.
Right there, that's the coach's son. And he is always around the game. Boy, he and Mamadou were talking, and got a feeling it's something that he's going to apply to the game. On the floor before the game starts, at halftime, post-game. Working on his game. Got a feeling we're going to see pretty good athlete out of that young man sometime in the relatively near future. Johnson getting the first. Inside 5 to play. DeJusa powering his way to the hoop. Just shoved Hickey out of the way.
personal.
Aaron's getting his first foul. Lloyd, the freshman guard at the stripe. 69% free throw shooter, 14 points a game for Lloyd. Down low to Najusa. Lost the basketball. Rouse able to save it. Over to Hickey. Lloyd off the glass, drew the foul. And we'll have a chance at 3. And that is DeJuice picking up the personal. Kent, top of the key over, goes to Wood, shoots the 3, rolls it around the cylinder and in. Ball lost, and Juice up with it. Hands it over to Kent. Woods wants another 3 off the rim. And that will go out of bounds, last touching him on. And there is another foul. This one is going to go on Kent. Let's see, in the first half, there was a total of 24 fouls, 15 committed by Andrew College and 9 by South Georgia Tech. A 24-point lead, 3:06 to play. Jets should. Of course, this explosive game of junior college basketball, you never know. But they should go to 2-0 in conference play. 7-6 overall. Stolen away by Kent. He'll hit the 3. 91 in the game. Their most scored since November 6th when they put 92 on the board against Tallahassee. That is Batose Gado in the game now for South Georgia Tech. Gado from Benin. Spent some time at New Mexico Military Institute. DeJuice with the rebound. Flip back over to Kent. Dip the 3 in and out. Rebounded by Lloyd and then taken right back by Kent. And now you've got a foul that's got us going the other way. Let's see who committed it. Might be DeJuice. I think so. The official was actually behind DeJuice when he indicated to the scorer's table the guilty party. And yeah, it is DeJusa picking up his 5th. So he is fouled out of the game. Let's see what else is happening today in men's basketball. Division 3, Oxford and Patrick Henry. Southern Crescent at Gordon, East Georgia State at Albany Tech. Central Georgia Tech and South Georgia State. All happening today. The game was close for about 15 minutes. And just inside the 5-minute mark in the first half, Jets started pulling away. And they've stayed way out in front. Gatto with a walk. Off the glass for Hickey. Laid up and in by Evans. And now you're 93, the most since that 122 against ASA Prep. It was the second game of the year when South Georgia Tech took on ASA Prep, beat them 122-39. Well, the 93 on the board, the most since then. Kent, top of the key. Trying to get it down to Gatto. It is stolen away by Johnson. Hopkins. And let's see who that is that drops him in. Johnson. And that is going to do it. I'm going to have to bring it across the mid part of the floor. Ball game over. Big win for South Georgia Tech. They go to 2-0 in conference play. And it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. As long as you stay unbeaten, you know you're at least tied for the top spot. I guess that's within reason if somebody's played a few more games than you, or vice versa. But let's not get technical. South Georgia Tech, a 93-73 win. Going over the 500 mark overall and staying unbeaten in the conference. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Monday. Got basketball at Coastal Alabama North on Monday. Right back here on Wednesday. Georgia Highlands will be here. And we'll have that one for you. Thursday, Calhoun and Coastal Alabama South in ladies basketball. That's what we've got for you this week on JockJive. Thanks for watching. For South Georgia Tech and JJ, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.